Let me ask you this, Seth. Worst deal ever made?
Yeah, so a pair of earrings came in, and my sister and I were negotiating for them, and they're in a blue box.
Yeah. This was like,
So wait, so it's in a blue box, right? So you can all know where it's coming
Wait,
from.
we
Right?
have to backtrack.
Right.
Our dad was out of town.
Yeah, so
right.
So me and
Okay,
Ashley are
so
working
is
on
it a turquoise blue box?
It's a turquoise
Yeah,
blue
with
box.
that
Rhymes
white-
with Biffany?
Yeah.
Exactly.
White bow.
Yeah.
So me and my sister are negotiating for it. We do some research on the piece, and we see that it's selling for like $8,000. So the customer comes in and says that they want $2,500. Sounds like a good deal, doesn't it? Sounds
Great
like a
deal.
good deal. So we buy it for $2,500. We weigh it up, do the whole nine, call my dad, like, hey, we just got a pair of earrings. We're going to be able to make some serious money on it. And my dad goes, put them on the scale. How much do they weigh? And I'm like, 1.5 grams. He goes, yeah, and how big are the diamonds? I'm like, 0.2 carat total weight. And he goes, how much? Which is small. And he goes, how much would we sell it for if we just were to break it down for what it is? And I'm like, $350.
That was a great deal. I felt that really made my vacation there. Yeah, I was really
So you
excited.
paid $2,500 for $300 worth of.
We basically paid for the name brand.
Exactly. You pay for the name brand, you're going to get burned.
So we learned our lesson that day.
But this is like year one. Like this doesn't.
It was a
work.
long
we
time
won't say
ago.
year one.
Right.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time
How
ago.
do you take the emotion out of a buy? You know, because everybody comes in with a certain story, and usually when you're walking in pawning or selling, it's hardship. So, Les, how do you separate the emotion?
I actually, because of the popularity of the show, I wrote a New York Times bestseller. It talks about, for what it's worth, business wisdom from a pawnbroker. And I talk about negotiating. There's three things about negotiating. Emotion. When you're a seller, you try to get that emotion out. When you're a buyer, which we are most of the time, you try to have no emotion because you're not buying the story. People come in with with hardship stories. My kid is sick. My mom is sick. My dad is sick.
Yeah.
Some of them are the truth, and some of them aren't. So you have to walk carefully through that with these boots on so that it doesn't stick to your feet. And then you have to realize, what's your bottom line? And when the deal is not good enough, just walk away. Turn around, walk away. We have 1,000 deals a day. You can't believe everybody.
And if that was the case, you would just hand out money.
Yeah, do you know how many of those earrings we would have been bought?
Right,
with
yeah.
them?
The reason is because everybody comes in with a story. Well, you're not reselling the story. We have 40,000 items in pawn, and you're not reselling it once the items come out of pawn and they're being put in our showcases.
Right. So if I were to come in, you're not like, hey, this person here, their uncle died and they left these guitars and
You're reselling it as a guitar. Hey,
Right.
this is a great guitar, and it's gonna sound great while you're playing it.
With so many people coming in pawning or selling, who's coming in buying?
Oh, we have a lot of
okay.
now. We've always had a really good retail because here's the deal. As Seth says, retail's for suckers.
Right.
And you come to the pawn shop and you're going to get great deals, and that's Pawn Shop USA. It doesn't matter where you are.
Wait, retail's for suckers. Should I be offended?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
No, if that's one of you, then take it for what it's
You know,
worth.
okay,
feel
wait,
like
Louis, you be the sucker.
Yeah,
then.
okay, I'll be the sucker.
Here, play the neighborhood sucker. All right.
See, people used to go into pawn shops with their heads held low, and now people can go into pawn shops. They're brightly lit, and people can go into pawn shops, and it's a cool place to go, and you're going to want to go and get the best deals. Why not go to the pawn shop and get the coolest deals around?
You guys kind of turned the industry around, though, because, growing up is, with us, my mom, 7 kids, like, we had to pawn, we lost things, like, we lost everything.
Right.
And then it was always kind of, it's emotional. Even when your show came on, I'm not going to lie to you. It was hard for me. I didn't think I could watch the show.
Right.
But then once I started, and it wasn't like, I needed a season, but it was like an emotional, like, roller coaster that it put me through because we lost a lot at pawn shops. I remember my mom taking certain things out to get pawned, and it never came back. But it was like therapeutic watching that show, which I never thought that I'd be able to watch. It's crazy. I almost cursed right now.
Well, here's the thing. I think that the success of our show is hinged on a lot of different factors. So, number one, a lot of people don't know what it's like to be broke, so they can't really imagine themselves going to a pawn shop. But a couple people have. And so you can identify. Or you've worked in a family business, so you have a sister like mine, or a brother like me, or a dad. So there's a lot of relatable
And then
things.
it's just family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Exactly.
you'll see the sibling rivalry, or you'll see, I could do the job better. You know what I'm saying? Because Seth, you know it all. You're
right.
He thinks he knows it
Thinks he
all.
knows it all.
You know what I'm saying? You let him know he does. When do you say I'm done? When do
He
you?
will
hand
never be done.
No.
Well,
it's in you, huh?
one of the things that I pride myself is I don't know how to give 100%. If I can't give 150%, I can't do it. I work out all the time. I try to live a nice, clean life, eat right, work right, keep my head
You could
focused.
tell.
And you know what? I don't want to leave. I love going to work. And you see that on the
Right,
show?
yeah.
I love it. And fortunately for me, the appeal of being a pawnbroker to Ashley and Seth, they're the same. They love coming to work. It's really great every day because you know why? We don't know what the heck's coming in that door. We don't know what kind of deal is coming. So every deal is so important to us. Every day is so important that we're there.
I love how everybody has an argument, or every time you offer something, it's never enough. You know what I'm saying? Or something, when somebody come back to get something, you guys, now you got 40,000, 50,000 pieces of stuff in there, but you're always damaging their piece. You know what I'm saying? You just happen to mess up, you know, their watch or their radio or you know, my woofer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many arguments do you guys think? Is it a daily situation?
No, I wouldn't say it's daily. I mean,
Because you're not there today.
I just got a call from Brian.
But people get emotional. There's no question. So when someone comes in, sometimes they'll have a scratch on their piece, and then when they get it out, that same scratch is there, and they're like, "You did that." So we have like disclaimers all over the store, like make sure your merchandise is packaged correctly.
Walking in, are there disclaimers walking in like, this is an open television set?
Yeah, you
Yes.
have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if they're on the show, they have to sign a release. And you've seen people get locked up and on their way to jail,
crazy.
and they all
I
sign.
can't believe they signed the
Yeah.
release.
Yeah, that's nuts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how addicted we are to being on television.
Yeah.
Do they get compensated?
No.
No. No, they don't. Well, they
Their
get
minute of
confiscated. They when they go to jail, they get room, food, and a
yeah.
beverage. You know, that's about it. But other than that,
But
no.
just because you walk in doesn't mean you're going to be on TV either. So we try, and we understand that it's a discreet thing. Some people come in, they don't want to broadcast that they're broke and have no money, so
Right.
they come in and they don't have to be on TV either.